here with former England goalkeeper and in fact the most capped player for the England national team, Peter Shilton. Peter, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
The man wearing your jersey nowadays is Joe Hart. He came up for a lot of criticism at the beginning of the season and lost his place at Manchester City. What have you made of his form coming into the tournament though?
Oh, his form now looks good. He looks sharp, he looks confident. I was surprised, he'd had a bit of a meteoric rise, coming from the lower leagues and, Birmingham and Shrewsbury. And I don't know what happened, but, I don't think having a long sort of affected spell of form like that was good, to be fair. I think you have the odd bad game, but you shouldn't be, over a month or two having bad form. But he's back on song now, and I think that it's a big tournament now. We've got to see if he can perform, to keep that confidence. It's all about not making silly errors, not making mistakes, and trying to just make those vital saves at the right time. But it's the clean sheets that are going to, make us do well in the World Cup, because goals are difficult to score. The more clean sheets we keep, the better it will be.
We've got a much different squad compared to the one we took to South Africa in 2010. What's your opinion on all the youngsters coming through?
Well, you've got to admire Roy Hodgson. I mean, I think he's looking at, he's taken over as manager. He took over a squad, he inherited a squad. They hadn't done anything in the previous World Cup. He's retained, one or two players, which he feels have still got things to offer. But he's put in young lads, he's got a young squad together. He probably thinks they're the best young players in the country at this moment. He's got probably another batch who could improve with another season on the back in Premiership football. And he's given them a go. And I think he's not just building for this World Cup, he's building for the next 4 years afterwards. And I think it's great. I think it really is. It could backfire a little bit if we don't have a great result in the first game, because young players can sort of, World Cup, a lot of pressure on. And we could take a step backwards, but I'm hoping we get a good start, and that youth and inexperience will mature and grow as the tournament goes on, and we'll do really well.
How far do you expect England to get?
Well, probably further than a lot of people in the country, but yeah, I mean, I think it's all down to the defence. If we can keep some clean sheets, which we haven't looked like doing in the last year, 18 months, we've given teams easy chances. We might need Joe to make a few decent saves, but I mean, I'm hoping if we can get to the quarterfinals, it will be a really good achievement. Anything after that will be brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But getting out of the group is the must, really, because then if we don't do that, we'll be looked on as failures, and I think people will get really down about English football, which we don't want.
Let's say England are to make the quarters, or even further. Who would you pinpoint as the main man to take us there?
Could be anybody. I mean, I'm hoping it'll be Wayne Rooney. He's still not firing as we think he can do. We still keep waiting, but he is a quality player. But I'm hoping, one of the young lads. I mean, I like Jack Wilshere. I think he's still got a lot to learn. He still makes errors. He still holds on to the ball a bit too long, but he has got ability to take a player out in midfield, and at world level that's brilliant, because then somebody else has got to come towards him. And then spaces open up for the likes of Sterling and Sturridge and Wayne Rooney. And that's what you want from a midfield player. We can't just keep pass through teams. We've got to have somebody in midfield that can do a little bit on the ball, and he can.
And lastly, Peter, this is the question that everybody has an opinion on, but who do you think is going to lift the gold on July 13th?
Argentina. I think Brazil are definite favourites. I think, there's a lot of pressure on Brazil. Home, they're going to be difficult to beat. But when you've got likes of, Aguero and Messi in particular as attacking players, Aguero I think is just an out-and-out poacher. He would be my bet to be the top scorer. I mean, it's not an easy bet, because somebody always comes out unknown and starts knocking a few goals in. But I just think that, with those two players, they've got to have every chance, and with the conditions.